What's up, guys? Welcome to the show, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday evening. YouTube.com/NoahMania. Welcome to the experience. Like, subscribe, click a little heart, thumbs up. Do whatever you gotta do. Show some love. Okay, let's get rid of that. How's it going, guys? Good to see y'all. So, testing out a new kind of schedule this week because I want to do more than one live show a week. It's just not sustainable. Or let me rephrase that. I want to do more than one show a week. It's just not sustainable with my work schedule. So here's my plan. I'm trying it out this week. So Tuesday, today, you get an episode of The Experience. It's pre-taped, but you get an episode of The Experience, which is always good. Then on Friday, live, we're going to go live every Friday night. So that's when the next live show will be, this coming Friday. But for today, hey, why not? I gotta tell you, glad to be here. I've really missed this. So this is the fourth show since I've been back. And I'm really glad to be here. I'm very, very, very sad that it took me so long to get back to this point. But I'm glad to be here. Lots changed. I must say, a lot's changed on YouTube, the internet, and culture. It's wild. It's going to take some getting used to. But I'm here, giving it the old college try. My old ass. We got a great show for you, though. I want to talk about... What do I want to talk about today? Oh, we got to talk about one of the biggest kind of pop culture phenomenons of 2024. Talking, of course, about Mike Tyson's bare ass on Netflix. No, we got to talk about Tyson versus Paul, that whole fiasco. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the 49ers shitting the bed on Sunday. Or how about the Cowboys shitting the bed last night? Monday Night Football. That was something. Explain this to me. Well, first off, I have to give the old obligatory, how about them Cowboys? But let me get something straight. So, the Cowboys managed to kick, and by the Cooper Rush is garbage. I'm going to throw that out there right now. He's not a good quarterback. And the Cowboys kick a 64-yard field goal and bring it down to a one-possession game. But during the field goal kick, the Texans, I forget who on the Texans' side of the ball, slapped someone across the helmet on the Cowboys' side, which elicited a 15-yard penalty, which, of course, gets you an automatic first down. And Mike McCarthy accepted the penalty, and then they went on to turn the ball over on downs. So 3 points became 0 points. The Texans got the ball back and scored a touchdown. CJ Stroud lit their asses up last night. How about them Cowboys? I don't got room to talk with the Niners, though. Trust me, I know, but it's different. It's really different. We're going to talk a little bit more about football later on because we can. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? How we doing? Oh, I forgot. There's no live chat. Lovely. It's all good. All good in the hood. Let's talk about the fight. The fight of the century, if you will. If you will. Tyson versus Jake Paul. Where's my notes at? Sorry. Once again, I'm not at all prepared. Not at all prepared for this. So, of course, well, why don't we talk about the undercard first? Let's work it in order. And I'm going to preface my remarks by saying I am not a boxing expert, not by a long shot. So you forgive me in advance. I'm to a certain degree talking out my ass here, but I come to you as a layman, not a lame man, but a layman nonetheless. So let's start with fight of the night. Fight of the night, hands down, was Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And if you have not watched that fight, that's like a fight of the year candidate right there. And I think everyone watching at home and everyone in the arena, including the broadcast team, literally the only people that didn't think that Amanda Serrano not only deserved to win, but earned that victory and fought better was the fucking referee and the judges. Absolutely ridiculous. Amanda Serrano got straight up robbed, and that wasn't cool. Katie Taylor is notorious for the headbutts. She fights dirty. She wraps her arms around you every time you get close to her so the referee will come and break it up. And then she headbutt her and then kept grinding her head into that giant gash above her eye. She literally had to have her face sewn back on. It was seriously like Face Off. Remember Nicolas Cage and John Travolta? That's what Amanda Serrano looked like. Katie Taylor took her face off. Sorry. I'm a child of the 90s. Give me a break. But it was a very controversial decision. Everyone thought that Amanda Serrano earned the victory, deserved the victory, and it was not a fair contest, in my opinion. And the trainer for Amanda Serrano called it perfectly. They need a referee that'll do his job, and that would be that. But I can't imagine, like, it just made me absolutely sick after watching that. They beat the shit out of each other. But Amanda Serrano should have come out on top. That's just my opinion. What was it? Here, let me look at the stats here. I have the stats in front of me. So for total punches, Amanda Serrano hit 20 as opposed to Katie Taylor, who landed 7 through. Okay, excuse me. Landed. She landed 20 in the first round as opposed to Katie Taylor 7. Second round, Amanda Serrano lands 15 punches to Katie Taylor's 14. 16-13 third round, 23-17 fourth round, 17-12 fifth, 18-20 sixth. So it looks like Katie Taylor did land a couple more. And then seventh round, 54-35, eighth round, 36-24, 52-36 in the ninth, and 73-30. Literally one round. And it was probably the round where her eye was really freaking bothering her. Freaking bullshit. But that event was questionable across the board. I think we can all agree on that. Just saying. Of course, what everyone's talking about with Mike Tyson wasn't the actual fight itself, because that was an embarrassment to boxing, but it was the pre-fight interview the best part is when I was watching it, I didn't even realize that was Mike Tyson's son at first. And then at the end of it, all you see is Mike Tyson kissing another dude on the cheek and then walking away with his big ass hanging out. It was hilarious. There's some word online that Netflix might not have known that he was going to do that, but, I don't buy it. I think that was vintage Mike Tyson. He's very humorous. He has a really good sense of humor. And quite frankly, if Norm Macdonald were still alive, I'd say bring back the Mike Tyson Mysteries. Very underrated cartoon. I will go down in flames fighting for that fact because it's true. The actual fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, there was maybe one good punch thrown. He got one through and got him right in the chin, and it wasn't enough. And I've been kind of back and forth about this Tyson fight. I'll be honest with you guys. So the day of the fight, I was very vocal on social media and said, you know what? Win, lose, or draw, who gives a shit? Mike Tyson, he earned it. He's Mike Tyson. He had nothing to lose by going out there and doing it one more time. Because no matter win, lose, or draw, he's still Mike Tyson. Can't take that away from him. Jake Paul, on the other hand, had everything to lose. Getting exposed by someone twice his age. And I kind of went back and forth on that. People claiming, oh, Mike Tyson did it for the payday. And, the more I read about it, I can be swayed. My opinions on certain topics can be changed, believe it or not. And I have to say that I don't know the answer. I think that there's a chance. I mean, if there's one thing Jake Paul's brother has proven, they do some shady shit for clout. Have they matured a little bit? Logan, maybe a little bit. Because he didn't get the shit kicked out of him and ran out of WWE on a rail. Because they would have if he came in trying to big league everyone. But I'm starting to question whether or not the fight was legitimate. I really am. I mean, we know that Jake Paul has a history of fighting non-boxers that are not in their prime. The one person that he fought that was a legitimate boxer that kind of the same age group was Fury's brother. I forget his name. And he lost. Big shocker. But everyone else has been an MMA fighter. In the case of Mike Tyson, double the age. And, people are saying that this fight is fixed. And I got to say, if it is fixed, if anyone would fix a fight, it would shock me the least if it were Jake Paul. That said, you mark my words, you take this to the bank and cash it because you can collect interest on this statement. If it does come out that this fight was fixed, this fight which was sanctioned by the Texas State Athletic Commission, a fight that there were odds on, people bet on it, there was money on the line. That is a federal crime. Hate to break it to everyone. Federal crime. And if this were exposed as a fraud, I think Jake Paul's getting the Pete Rose treatment along with anyone else that's in on it. I think they're banned from boxing in the sense of no state athletic commission would ever license them. Ever again. Just wouldn't happen. But it was really sad. Mike Tyson only landed 18 punches through 97 versus Jake Paul, 78 landed out of 278 thrown. It was a sad thing to see if you're a fan of Mike Tyson. Even sadder if he just did it for the money. Well, let me rephrase that. We know he did it for the money. What we don't know is if the fight was fixed or not. It would be sad if he came out there to take a dive for $20 million. Which that's another thing. That's wild to me if he's hurting for money, because I thought his cannabis business was doing amazingly well right now. Explain it to me. But is this a black mark on Mike Tyson's record? Of course, it's a professional fight. It had a loss to it. But he's still Mike Tyson. Just, it's sad. By the way, what was up with Evander Holyfield? That interview, that cringy pre-fight interview, I think it was before the ladies' fight. His audio wasn't working, but even when he understood what you were saying, he didn't know. I don't think he knew what day of the week it was. That guy's brain is like mashed potatoes now. Talk about sad. By the way, you know what's so sad? All the freaking people on social media that wouldn't shut the fuck up about Netflix buffering. How stupid are you guys? All you had to do was rewind the stream a couple of minutes. I had zero issues with Netflix all night Friday. So, good work, guys. All you had to do was rewind it a little bit. By the way, of course, people immediately ran to WWE and said, well, if Netflix can't handle a Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, how could they handle WWE? And a source within WWE wisely pointed out, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, if we did anywhere near the numbers that fight did and it caused Netflix to crash, wouldn't be a bad problem to have. And that's absolutely right. There was something like between 55 and 60 million people streaming that event. No fucking shit Netflix is going to have issues or bogging down or buffering. By the way, Monday Night Raw on its absolute best possible week on Netflix ain't doing 2 million concurrent live viewers. I'm sorry to say it ain't happening. Nobody is going to be watching it. And guess what? I mean, well, I don't want to say that. The total viewership of Raw on Netflix is going to drop. It's going to go down a little bit. Because we're still not in a world where everyone on the planet can get high-speed internet sufficient enough to stream Netflix. At least with basic cable, you could be on the top of Mount Crumpet in Timbuktu and have a satellite dish. And yeah, you can get satellite internet, and there's Starlink, which is really good, even though we hate Elon Musk. But it's still, nobody has it. And if nobody has it, nobody's going to be watching. So, to the WWE source's point, again, it would be a good problem to have, but everyone that's trying to say that if they can't handle boxing, they can't handle WWE, knows absolutely nothing about the delta in viewership between the two. It's moronic to suggest that. So that's all I got to say. More about football. So Niners lost on Sunday. It was a bummer, 20-17. I really thought that they had this one, and you don't. They were missing George Kittle, and that ain't good. That's all I will say about that. They need George Kittle. It wasn't a good day for the 49ers, and Geno Smith had an axe to grind because he was like 0-3 or 0-4 against San Francisco. He's never beaten San Francisco. And so for him to run that touchdown and really seal the game for the Seahawks, that was personal for him. And so that's really what it came down to. It didn't bother me though. I mean, I thought it would bother me. I thought it would really piss me off, but I was just so ecstatic. I was so ecstatic that the Chiefs finally lost on Sunday that it kind of made up for the fact that the Niners lost. But yeah, no, I wasn't happy about that. But the Chiefs lost. That's what's important. So this was kind of funny. Let me see if I can bring this up. Some fans. So the Chiefs played the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. See if I can bring this up. Oh, this was so funny. Here, look at this. So this was outside of the Chiefs game, the Chiefs-Bills game. Look at that. So some fans thought it would be funny to hang Kermit the Frog from a noose. Pretty dick move, but funny. I can't stand Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift or Brittany Mahomes. I don't even like the freaking brother. I can't stand Jackson Mahomes either. And anytime they can be brought back down to earth, that's a good thing. But yeah, they lost. What was the final score? It was 21-30. And that quarterback, Josh Allen, he's the real deal. They were in field goal range. It was like, was it a fourth down play? I think it was on fourth down. They could have kicked the field goal and extended their lead, but Josh Allen knew, if I give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes and we've only got 3 points, we're in danger. So he said, fuck it, and ran a 28-yard touchdown himself. That's awesome right there. That was a fun game. And Travis Kelce had his one of the worst games of his career. So listen to this stat. It was like the 6th game of his entire career with under 10 receiving yards. So he had two receptions for 8 yards, and he was targeted 4 times. By the way, Taylor Swift was not there. Actually, I'm kind of bummed. I wish she was there. I would have loved for the camera just to shoot right up and get her reaction watching her boyfriend lose. That would have been great. I would have liked to see that. All right. That's all I really want to talk about for as far as football is concerned. How about Raw last night? I'm really, really digging these 2-hour Raws. I know I've said it multiple times. I'm really digging it though. So, yeah, these 3-hour long shows, and I know they're going to go back to it. It's too much to digest, especially when you don't have the writing to back it up. It's too much filler fluff bullshit, backstage vignettes that are not entertaining. And there's still the same amount of wrestling even on a 3-hour show as it is a 2-hour show. What's the point? Well, I know what the point is. They want more commercial breaks, more ad revenue. But I am loving this little sliver of time where Raw is only 2 hours long. I miss the olden days where Raw was 2 hours, SmackDown was 2 hours, and you look forward to the pay-per-view, or should I say premium live event. That was 3. It was fun. But now everything was like fucking 4 or 5 hours long. It was dumb. So anyway, let's talk about Raw. So show opened up, promo. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez came out. Liv Morgan cut a promo. Rhea Ripley made her return. And she was wearing the mask. And she used it to headbutt Liv Morgan in the face with her little plastic mask. So this is all leading up to a War Games match. You saw also Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill coming out with Naomi. So there you go. Up next, we saw a mixed tag match. It was LWO. Of course, Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega versus American Made. Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. And of course, the LWO won, which caused Chad Gable to flip out, just like with his old stable. So he's going to do the bit where he bullies them to motivate them. So it's just a lot of the same old. Nothing really new or unique. I don't know. Just something about Chad Gable rubs me the wrong way. He's insanely talented, but something about him, and I'm not talking like a good kind of heat. I'm talking about the bad kind of heat. Like there's something just, he has a very punchable face in real life. Not liking it. So we saw more backstage BS the whole Judgment Day. They were in their little clubhouse. Then we broke to a commercial break, and we saw The Miz, a whole little backstage promo vignette. So last week on Raw, of course, The Miz double-crossed the Wyatt Six. He proved his loyalty to Final Testament. So anyway. Sheamus versus Braun Breaker, winner by disqualification, Braun Breaker, IC Championship. I don't know. I'm kind of digging Sheamus as a babyface. I think he just needs to be a babyface the rest of his career. I'm over the heel thing. And Braun Breaker, I don't know. He's dead on arrival for me. Like I said a few weeks ago, that stupid Goldberg tattoo was probably the worst mistake he could have made if he was going to be anything more than a mark. What was he thinking? He should be, I'm going to give you a pro tip, Braun. Get that shit covered up. It ain't doing you any favors. You look like a fucking mark. And you ain't getting my respect. That's for sure. So that ended by disqualification. And then we saw Ludwig Kaiser run out to the ring and drop kick Sheamus. Obviously leading up to a feud between the two of them. That was after he got motivated backstage by Gunther. Kind of playing up last week when Gunther put him in his place. By the way, how about that freaking backstage vignette with Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas? That is so weird to me. So weird. He's morphing into Bray Wyatt. In any other situation, it would be cringy and it would be disrespectful. But as I see the evolution of Bo Dallas turning into his brother, it's like, it's hard for me not to get emotional when I watch it. Look at this photo. Look at this. this freaking blew my mind. See if I can find it here. All right, here we go. It's so weird how much alike they look. Here, I got the photo right here. Look at that. It's him. It is him. It blows my mind how he's morphing into him. And I think that Bray Windham would be just looking down, just beaming that he could give this to his brother to carry on. And there's something really, really special about that. And it really makes me emotional. I'll tell you guys, I've been a wrestling fan. Let me get rid of this. I've been a wrestling fan for a really long time. I've seen many a wrestlers die. I was a fan through Chris Benoit. I was a fan through countless. I can't even begin to name them all. Owen Hart. That one was hard. Crash Holly. The list goes on and on. I can't even begin to remember them all. But the closest that any other wrestler has come to this for me is Eddie Guerrero. And I don't think it's a competition which death hurt the most, but the death of Bray Wyatt elicited that same type of emotion for me as Eddie Guerrero did. And that documentary on Peacock did not help matters any. Good Lord. That was that tugs at your heartstrings. It's really crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, what is going on from here on out? So I think I talked about at the top of the show, I am going to be live on Fridays. I'll do a taped show on Tuesdays. We'll see how it goes. And in between, there's going to be some other stuff that I'm working on. And I'm really happy to be back. And, you know, in my opinion, YouTube, it really is not, especially in kind of the YouTube wrestling community. So let me tell you guys a little history lesson. Let me impart something on you guys. I invented the professional wrestling video podcast. I invented it. I invented it about almost 4 years before YouTube existed. A certain somebody told me it would never work. I'm not going to name who that person is, but I tried it. It worked. And my only regret was I didn't have the discipline to keep up for it, because then this other person stole my idea and ran with it. And then YouTube came along, and then everyone stole that idea and ran with it. But believe it or not, I was the original. And nobody will ever believe me, and I'll never get the credit that I so sorely deserve. But believe me, I am going to be analyzing on this show moving forward, because these shows, I plan on running them for about 2 hours. So let's call this the rant portion of the show, because I feel myself getting a little agitated here. I'm getting agitated with the crap I see on the internet today. I'm getting agitated with people that have these podcasts go on and e-beg and complain and gripe about their problems. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a crap. There's people that just are lazy, let their appearance go. They go on their stream with their mutton chops and their patchy beard, and they think they're shock jocks. Yeah. I remember you, Joe. That JD from New York guy, I never liked him. I think that was Cronin's old crony. Cronin's crony. JD from New York. And then there was that guy, Sean's View Entertainment. I thought I would do something with that guy and maybe record some podcasts together. But he's flakier than a breakfast cereal, and he's pretty disreputable in his own way. And then there's another website that literally lost, another website that has a YouTube channel that literally lost their entire audience. It's pretty hilarious to me. Oh, they know who they are. They know who they are. I watch things, and I may not have an audience anymore, but I haven't been doing this shit for 5 years. I have an excuse. I have to start over from scratch. But it cracks me up how people go from having an amazing group of people and talent, and they're doing great numbers on their videos, and they replace the talent that's around them with very vanilla people that just, they have the charisma of a tin can. I may not be the most knowledgeable or articulate person, but I like to think that you might take a little amusement in my delivery. But hey, you know what they say? You often imitated, never duplicated. I'm the original Noah. There's a little throwback for you. I don't know why I'm on a rant today. Speaking of e-begging, did you guys hear about YouTube wants people to make donations to live streamers? They're calling it jewels. The fuck is that? Just give me cash. I guess they're trying to copy TikTok with an on-platform currency called jewels. They presented it in September, and now they are rolling it out to people in their partner program. It'll only be available on vertical live streams, so live streams that you'd watch on your phone or not at all. So cool. You just alienated a good portion of your audience. I don't get it. I would want to know how I'd get paid. Are they doing away with super chats? Explain it to me. Yeah. I'm gonna be having some fun with this, I think. I got an axe to grind. Let's just put it that way. I'm at a point in my life where, I'm remember the scene in Home Alone where Kevin Macaulay Culkin's like, "Do you hear me? I'm not scared anymore. I'm not afraid anymore." Maybe I'll expose some people along the way. Maybe I'll tell the truth. Some things I've been bottling up. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna call it right now. We've been on for about 45 minutes. I think that's just fine for a taped show. And I'll be back on Friday live. Because why not? There's going to be some good shit happening in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Hey guys, do me a favor, okay? Go on Facebook for me. Do something. I want you to go to facebook.com/real NoahMania. Let me help you out. That's facebook.com/real NoahMania. Why, you ask? Because I got a pretty awesome Facebook page right there. I need some likes and followers. It's my official social media. I also have an x.com/real NoahMania, even though I think Elon Musk is a son of a bitch. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/NoahMania. The Experience will be back this coming Friday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. About an hour and a half after SmackDown ends on Friday. We'll talk about it. We'll have some fun. Maybe some people show up. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. All right. Till next time. Later.